In this video, we'll be discussing the evolution of even more LEGO Star Wars sets and comparing the biggest differences between old LEGO Star Wars sets and their newer remakes. But before we get into this list, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any more videos like this. The N1 or Naboo Starfighter is easily one of my favorite ships from the prequels. The first LEGO one was made in 1999 and it looked pretty rough. After that, there was actually a UCS Naboo Starfighter that released in 2002, and I personally think this is the best looking Naboo Starfighter just because it's minifigure scale and it actually used chrome pieces.
Everything is chrome in the future!
The next remake was in 2007 and it looked a lot better than the 1999 version, and you remember those giant Technic missile launchers? Well, one of those was integrated into the set and it also came with a Vulture droid. The next remake was in 2011 and it had some minor improvements from the 2007 version, but instead of a Vulture droid, it came with a side build of a maintenance cart. It also had a better minifigure selection and a droideka. The most recent 2015 remake looks very similar to the 2011 version, but it had an even better minifigure selection and 2 droidekas. And I guess we'll include Mando's N1 Starfighter in here since it's the same model as the Naboo Starfighters, but obviously it's in a gray color scheme, which I still think should be chrome. Besides that, it also has other modifications like a seat for Grogu and an updated engine. If I had a nickel for every time LEGO made a Gungan sub,
I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
The 2000 version of the Gungan sub honestly didn't look too bad, and it's super nostalgic. It came with some really unique printed pieces and a special molded piece for this little guy. The only remake of this set was in 2012 and was a massive improvement, but it didn't come with any side builds like the 2000 version did. But today this set is extremely valuable just because it came with the only Queen Amidala figure ever made, which is now worth around $200. LEGO has actually made a decent amount of Vulture droids over the years. The first standalone set of a Vulture droid came out in 1999, and its only remake was in 2014 if we don't include the 2009 Hyena bomber from the Clone Wars. Now, of course, there were lots of other sets that came with Vulture droids, including the Naboo Starfighter from 2007 and the Ultimate Space Battle from 2005, but the only standalone sets were in 1999 and 2014. Now, you guys commented on the last video about this one, just a little bit. The first Republic gunship released in 2002 and it's such a classic. Its minifigure selection was perfection. And who could forget Jedi Bob? This version of the gunship also had a really weird but cool function where you could open the front of the ship to gain access to the command center. And it also had a cargo crate that was held in with these magnet pieces that LEGO used to use in a lot of sets back in the day. The next remake of the gunship was in 2008 for the Clone Wars, and it had the double doors so it could actually go into space. It also included a bacta tank and a small command station. The 2013 version definitely takes the cake for the best looking gunship of the three, and I remember back when I was 10 years old, I saved up all my money from mowing lawns to buy this set.
Good times, good times.
And in 2021, LEGO made a UCS gunship, and at this larger scale, the designers were able to add more accurate details, especially around the cockpit and the bubble turrets on the sides. It also came with a clone commander that actually doubles as the pilot.
One is a clone commander, which also doubles as the pilot.
This same minifigure came in this $15 minifigure pack and even an advent calendar. And on top of that, you also got a Mace Windu figure that is only exclusive because of a few pieces of dust. And unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know that there's a new gunship coming out in August, but it's supposed to be a Coruscant Republic gunship with a dark red color scheme. The AT-ATs was another set that you guys highly requested, and the first one released in 2002, and gosh, I miss those classic Phase 1 clone troopers. The older helmet style had slits for the visors and black heads underneath, but the helmet mold changed in 2008 for the animated style clones. The 2002 version looked alright for the time, and the 2008 version was based on the Clone Wars TV show and was a great improvement to the 2002 version. It also had the awesome inclusion of Phase 1 Captain Rex. Then we've got the 2013 version, which looked really good. Then we've got the Captain Rex's AT-ATE from Star Wars Rebels, but it's kind of hard to compare with the other AT-ATEs since it was modified so much by Captain Rex. And then the brand new 2022 AT-ATE, which is just barely an improvement to the 2013 version, but it has some improved part usages, a better interior, and a better way to access the interior. And it also comes with Phase 2 Commander Cody for the first time ever in LEGO. The first Swamp Speeder was actually part of the Wookiee Catamaran set from 2005, and it also came with these really cool 442nd Troopers. The next one was actually its own set and released in 2010, and the most recent Swamp Speeder was in this Kashyyyk Troopers Battle Pack. However, there's a brand new Swamp Speeder that's releasing in August this year, and it's rumored to come with 3 332nd Troopers and Captain Vaughn. The first LEGO Jedi Interceptors released in 2005 for Revenge of the Sith. Both Obi-Wan and Anakin's Interceptors came in the Ultimate Space Battle set that we briefly talked about earlier. And don't ask me why, but in the same year, they made a set of just Anakin's Interceptor, and it came with a Vulture droid. This Jedi Interceptor with hyperdrive booster ring set is so freaking epic. It released in 2007 and is from that scene where Obi-Wan goes to Utapau to hunt down General Grievous. I just absolutely love the blue color scheme of this set, and it's so nostalgic for me. And for whatever reason, Kit Fisto also came with this set. In 2012, LEGO released another Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, but this time it was the one that he takes to Mustafar to slice and dice all the Separatist leaders. This one was really cool because it came with the lava droids that Obi-Wan and Anakin fight on, so you can reenact that scene. 2 years later, there was yet another Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, and this version was the yellow one from the opening scene of Revenge of the Sith. And in 2016, we got a remake of Obi-Wan's Interceptor from the opening scene of Revenge of the Sith as well, and the only real differences were some newer pieces and some stickers. Finally, in 2020, LEGO released another yellow Anakin's Interceptor.
What?
And honestly, I have a hard time telling the difference between this one and the 2014 version. They just look so similar. Next is the good old Republic fighter tank, and let me just say this set has just downgraded over the years in my opinion. The first and best version of the set released in 2008, the set was so epic and was massive and had so many functions. The next one came out in 2017 and was way too small, but it didn't look horrible. Now the 2022 version looks not very good. The fighter tank itself just looks terrible, especially since it has this whack looking bump in the middle. The only thing it's got going for it is its insane minifigure selection. Like, come on man, 187th Troopers and a Clone Wars Mace Windu, say less. This Jedi duel set came out in 2002 and it literally just came with Count Dooku, Yoda, and Count Dooku's speeder. It was remade in 2013, but this time on top of Dooku's speeder, it came with a section of Dooku's lair on Geonosis, and this feature for Yoda so you can have him flipping around like a frog on ketamine. And you also got Dooku, Yoda, and Poggle the Lesser with the Death Star plans. The first LEGO AT-AT or AT-AT released in 2003, and I'm really glad they didn't try and make one any earlier, otherwise it would have looked awful. The 2003 version honestly looked really good. It had a nice interior, came with a speeder bike, and also had printed pieces for the dishes and visor on the AT-AT. In 2007, LEGO released a motorized AT-AT, which is just about the coolest freaking thing that LEGO has ever done with a Star Wars set. LEGO remade another AT-AT in 2010, and it looked really solid, but still not a huge improvement over the other versions. The 2014 version was a slight improvement. In 2020, LEGO released another Playscale AT-AT, which is the best Playscale version in my opinion. The techniques they use for the visor look great, the interior is amazing, it actually has seats for your snow troops, and it comes with a speeder bike. And of course it would be kind of stupid to compare the UCS AT-AT with these other ones, but I just want to say it's really ridiculously good looking minifigure scale, and it has a complete interior. Now, I mentioned TIE fighters in part 1, but in this video I wanted to compare some other TIE models. First up is the TIE bomber, and wait, they've had to have made more than 2 TIE bombers, right?
Apparently not.
Since LEGO just released a new TIE bomber this year, I can finally add it to this list. The first TIE bomber was released in 2003 and is such a nostalgic set, but it was definitely due for a remake, and after 20 years we finally got one, and let me just say the new TIE bomber looks amazing. It looks super accurate and has an excellent bombing feature similar to the 2003 version. The first TIE Advance technically released in 2000 along with a Y-Wing, and the same set actually released in 2004 just with different box art. Now it's kind of weird to compare the UCS TIE Advance to the other Playscale ones, but it released in 2006 and I absolutely love this set. The next TIE Advance released in 2009 for the 10th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars, and it definitely looked a lot better than the previous version, but it used the exact same cockpit piece. In 2015, LEGO released the TIE Advance prototype set from Star Wars Rebels, which is actually the Grand Inquisitor ship. And finally is the Vader's TIE Advance versus A-Wing Starfighter set that released in 2017, and this version of Vader's TIE Advance looks really clean with new pieces and updated building techniques. The only TIE Interceptor ever made besides the UCS version was released in 2006. Until now. There's a new set coming out on May 1st, and it comes with a Mandalorian Fang Fighter and a TIE Interceptor. So we're finally getting a TIE Interceptor remake, and it looks incredible. All of the LEGO Hoth Rebel base sets are really unusual because they're all vastly different from each other, which is actually kind of cool. The first Hoth Rebel base set came out in 2007, and this is probably my favorite of all of them, literally just because when I was little, I loved the sliding door function and the printed snow rock pieces. It also came with a snow speeder and a rotating turret. For the 10th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars in 2007, 2009, LEGO released another Hoth Rebel base set. This set wasn't much of a base, but it came with a trench, a turret, a tauntaun, and some snowtroopers to fight against. Next was the Hoth Echo base set from 2011. This one didn't come with the iconic sliding doors or anything, but it came with a medical bay with a back-to-tank and lots of cool features and exclusive minifigures. 1 year later, in 2013, LEGO released the Battle of Hoth set, which isn't really Echo base, but it included the trenches and a snowspeeder. Then we've got the Hoth Attack set from 2016, which is basically the same idea as the 2013 set, and it came with a turret and some snow trenches.
Forts win wars, Squidward.
In 2016, we also got a UCS Hoth set,
What?
which was extremely controversial since UCS sets aren't playsets.
I am so confused.
Now, if you can look past it being labeled as a UCS set, it was actually pretty cool. The actual Echo base part was awesome with the sliding doors. It also came with an ion cannon, Wampa Cave, snowspeeder, turrets, and even an inaccurate shield generator.
This is garbage.
In 2018, LEGO released a Hoth medical chamber set so you can reenact the scene where Luke kisses his own sister. The last sets are the Action Battle Hoth sets that came out in 2019. These Action Battle sets were a new idea LEGO was trying out, and if I was like 10 years old when these came out, these would have been awesome. Those giant missile launchers are just too much fun. The Imperial dropship technically isn't even canon, but it was a battle pack that came out back in 2008. It was a pretty cool set and was great for building your Imperial army. For the 20th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars in 2019, LEGO actually remade this exact set, and it was a great callback to the original with an updated build and all updated Stormtrooper figures. One of the most insanely valuable LEGO Star Wars sets of all time is the 2003 Cloud City set, which is worth anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 sealed, which is $7,000 to $10,000 more money than I have. It's a really cool build, comes with a massive landing platform and areas to recreate all of your favorite scenes from Empire Strikes Back. But most notably, and why this set is worth so much money, is all of the exclusive minifigures it came with. You got Boba Fett with freaking arm and leg printing, which was insane for 2003, and you also got exclusive Lando, Luke, and Leia minifigures. In 2018, LEGO released the Betrayal at Cloud City set, and it was a great homage to the classic 2003 set. It included scenes like the dinner table, Han getting frozen in carbonite, and the I am your father scene. It also included a miniature Slave 1, which literally looks exactly like the Boba Fett starship from 2021. And it also came with the first twin pod cloud car since 2002. In 2001, LEGO tried something new and decided to make Technic action figures. Some of them look alright, but others like the Stormtrooper look terrible. Like, that don't even look like a Stormtrooper. In 2015, LEGO brought this idea back with brand new pieces designed specifically for these figures, and they definitely looked a lot better than those Technic figures. Some of them looked amazing, but others looked absolutely atrocious, like Jyn Erso, which you can actually still find in some retail stores. In the last video, the only UCS sets I compared were the two UCS Imperial Star Destroyers, but with the new UCS X-wing coming out on May the 4th this year, I decided I'd better compare the UCS X-wings. First one released in 2000, and it didn't look amazing by any means, but then again, it was basically the prehistoric era. Next remake came out in 2013, and it looks really good. The only downsides to this model are that the engines are a little bit too small, and there were stickers for the cockpit piece. And of course, we've got the brand new UCS X-wing releasing on May the 4th. The box art for this set is not very flattering to say the least, and originally I thought the engines were way too big on the 2023 version, but after I looked at pictures of in-universe X-wings, I definitely like the 2023 version a lot better, but still, I don't think we needed this remake. So I definitely don't have enough time to talk about all these sets in this video either, so part 3 is definitely coming soon, and this time it won't take 4 months for me to post it. Liar! But in the meantime, make sure to check out part 1 right over here if you haven't already to see even more comparisons of LEGO Star Wars remakes. See y'all in the next video. Peace out.